Hi, Tim Sales here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Kylie again and her comment that she said. And the comment, you know what, I'm just going to play it and you can hear it for yourself, and then I'll dive in and give you the details on it. All right, let's watch this.
Pyramid scheme is. Yes, they're both triangular in shape. However, what characterizes a pyramid scheme is the recruiting model. Okay, it is that recruiting is at the center of the business model. So you virtually would have to recruit in order to make money in the business, and that is not the case for a legitimate business whatsoever.
Okay, so that statement, you'd have to recruit to make money, that is not the case for a legitimate business model. All right, so number one is it's an arbitrary statement. And I know that's confusing, and I hate to throw something out like that, but hear me out and listen closely, okay? So an arbitrary is not intrinsically connected. In other words, so if these things constitute a business and I started talking to you about this thing, it's kind of like, where'd you go there? Right? You're not on the line of what represents a business, okay? So that's kind of what she's done here. She's popped out and she said, I'm going to give you the laws of business. And one of the laws that isn't a business is this one over here, okay? And then number two, and let me just go ahead and answer number one though. Fair exchange for a product or service is the center of business. So that is not the case for a legitimate business model, okay? So what is the center of business? Fair exchange. That's the center of business, okay? So things would have to basically align with that. She's making a new definition of what isn't legitimate, and it's recruiting to make money. That's what she's saying. Ambiguous statement as well. All right. What that means is inexact because of alternatives. In other words, are there models that do that are already established? Yeah, there are. Okay. So to give you a couple of them. So franchise sellers, just picture that you work for McDonald's, and McDonald's says, we want to open 30 new stores. And so we're going to hire you, and we're not going to pay you anything except commission. So it's a commission only offer. And so they say, I want you to find 30 people willing to lay down $1 million and buy a franchise. And you're going to get a commission off of it. And so my whole job is to go out there and recruit. And I'm going to get paid for recruiting. That's the center of my model. Okay? The model of McDonald's is to sell their hamburgers and their food, right? That's the model. But mine is a contract with the company to go out and acquire the customer that they want. And so she can't say that you'd have to recruit to make money. That's not the case for a legitimate business model. It's already established in the franchise world that is there, okay? Another one, athlete recruiters. So let's suppose the same thing happened in this situation. So we want you to go out and recruit this particular person, and we'll give you a commission on whatever his signing contract is. So he's going to go out there and he's going to get that, right? If he does, if he accomplishes and gets the athletes that they want. Headhunters, executive placement companies, what is their job? Their job is to go out and let's say that we need a CEO for, I don't know, Oracle. And so you got to go out and you got to find that. And his first year's salary, you get a commission on that first year's salary. That's a recruiting job. Human resources department in a company. So that particular, that whole department's entire purpose is to recruit employees and to fire them, training, things like that. So now you can kind of see that it is an ambiguous statement and it is an arbitrary. It's not on like what business is really the center of. So when she said the center of the business model. All right, legitimate. So the legitimate business model, this is the one that is established inside of the sales arena, okay? So you've got a sales manager, and that sales manager has these 4 people? Where did they come from? All right. Okay. So maybe the person who in human resources, so he says, I need another sales rep. And so they go out, they run ads, they do whatever, and then they put the person there. Okay. So my first question to you is, does the sales manager have to get a customer? No. Normally they're not. They're managing sales reps. That person's job is to make sure that the person is on target to meet his quotas. And that person is going to be in communication with the people, like somebody at the company, a high up, is going to set the objective. And then the sales manager is going to have to meet that. And they've got to know along the way, is it going to happen? And so that person's job is to make sure these quotas are being met. Sales are being done. Does this person need more training? Does, what's going on? Like that's what this is all about here. And so when you get a group, anybody who's out there saying that you're not getting customers, and so therefore you're a pyramid scheme. Well, it depends on where you are. So if I've got a really, really great product, and I want to get it out there, and I want to help people with this product, is it best for me to go out and get 10,000 customers? Or would it be best for me to go out and get 20 customers? And then from that point, bring somebody else in, recruit them, train them in how to get 20 customers. Get another person, train them how to get 20 customers, and let that multiply out. You see the difference in that? It depends upon where you're positioned and your knowledge level as to whether or not you know how to sell. Who is the best person to train a sales rep? Well, somebody who's been selling that product or service. It's not somebody from Human Resources Department that says, hey, we got somebody who is really good at selling horseshoes, and now they're going to come over here and sell software. What? Right? In other words, it's more logical that the sales manager who has been selling the thing would recruit and train, right? So now that person trains these people. Where do the reps come from? Human resources, sales manager, or the sales rep referral. So let me ask you something. This is in the established model already. Can any of these sales rep recommend another sales rep? Is that common? It's very common. Can this guy happen to know somebody from another company you work with and bring him over and put him in here? Yep. So the only variable going on here is that is it a straight commission or is it a salary? That's the only variable going on. So who recruits a sales rep does not make a business legitimate or not. That's not what establishes the legitimacy of a business. Fair exchange is at the center of all businesses. So let me get into this. A fair exchange for the product or service is the center of all business models. So I reach into my pocket, pull out my wallet, pull out my credit card. I put it on the table and I slide it over. What is going on here? I think my life is going to be made better. It's the only reason I would ever do that. For any circumstance. And then when I get that product, is that product a fair exchange? Did I pay too much for it? Does it work? Those are the things that are going on here, but that's what the entire process is. And that person's job on the other side of the equation is to make sure that it is viable, otherwise he goes out of business. Right? In other words, you can't sell it. Enough people. So that's the center of all businesses, is to make somebody's life better. And what causes somebody to come back is that they had a fair exchange. That's the way this works. Okay? Does the person who buys the product or service want the product? That creates the buyer side of the equation, all right? The compensation to employees, to sales reps, or distributors is not the business model. It's a contract. So in all the scenarios that I've discussed through this video, you can just picture that it's a contract. So network marketing is really just a partnership. The company has done a whole lot of things to create a product. And over here, they have this thing that they've got to do. They got to sell the stuff, right? And so they've got an option. They can go in a couple of different ways. Number one, they can say, hey, you know what? Let's play a commercial on the Super Bowl, right? That's an idea. How many people are our target audience? Well, that would matter, right? The other way to do it is to say, hey, let's recruit a sales team and we will pay them salary plus commission. That's an option. In every case, those are contract deals. They're signing a contract for that. In other words, they're going to advertise for it, or they're going to pay a salary and commission. What if they just paid straight commission? Yeah, right? So let's say a straight commission, and so however many views we could get on the Super Bowl, and then let's build a sales team on straight commission, and we'll put the same commercial, if you will, on a video or a YouTube or something like that, and then we will get others to send that to people. You see, so that's a contract. That's a contract that is a commission. It is related, but it's not at all the center of the business. And it's kind of a private thing. You know, like you go and you get a job and, you know, you're given a salary. You might tell your wife or something like that how much you're making, but you're not going to go around about it. Okay, so it's kind of a private thing. You sign a contract. When you sign up a network marketing company, you're signing a contract to sell their products and recruit others if you want to. Is it a requirement? If you sign a contract in a network marketing company, is it a requirement that you recruit? No. Is it a requirement that you sell anything? No. Is it a requirement that you promote at all? No. And you wonder why so many people quit. There's no requirement. Okay, and so that's really the way this works. And so her thinking that the center of all the business makes it, recruiting in the center of the business makes it illegitimate, and that's not a requirement for legitimacy in a business. So I always end with this, or somewhere in all my videos, and the reason being is because each time there's a nuance. And so all businesses have to have this done or do this. That's the thing. All businesses. And so, so when she makes this very bold statement, you'd have to recruit to make money. That is not the case for a legitimate business model. And I say, if a business doesn't recruit, it's going to be a very, very tiny business, and they're probably going to go out of business. Because every business in the world has to recruit. And so the only thing that we're now in any kind of a discussion about is it somehow more legitimate that you pay them a salary than in straight commission? And that's a no. That doesn't matter. That's not part of the equation. And so you can recruit. All right, so if you look around and you look at companies that have been, they're $10 billion companies, $9 to $10 billion companies. There's $5 billion companies. There's $2 billion companies. They've been challenged by the FTC already, or attorney generals or something like that. They're still in business and they recruit. So it's very arrogant for her to make that statement. All right. And it kind of demonstrates that she's not really checked all of her facts and looked across the whole spectrum. Okay, so that's what I kind of see there. So comment down below and let me know what you think about this video. Share it if you like it. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.